Hello everyone, we are Jorge, Danny, Valen, and Sammy, and in this presentation we will analyze a Mafalda comic strip from different linguistic perspectives. We will cover semantic, pragmatic, and social linguistic analysis, and finally a linguistic synthesis. To begin, I will give the floor to Danny, who will present the semantic analysis.
Now we will look at the meaning of the words and expressions used the characters and how these help to convey the message of the comic strip. In this Mafalda comic strip, a social critique is presented regarding education and the role of women in society. Throughout the dialogue between Mafalda and her mother, words related to studies appear such as university, career, and degree and others related to family and marriage, such as getting married and home. The humor arises from irony and double meaning. For example, when the mother says that studying was a joke, Mafalda interprets it literally and replays. How a joke? Seriously? Furthermore, the phrase you will be someone shows how society links success with having a professional degree. In conclusion, the comic uses humor to reflect on the opportunities that many women left behind to dedicate themselves to domestic life. We continue with Jorge, who will analyze the pragmatic part of the comic strip.
Let's talk about the communicative intention of the characters and how the context influence what they want to express. In the comic strip, we can notice some several speech acts. They aren't only focused on proving humor and context to the text, but they also follow the Greece maxims, allowing to a conversation to do a clear direction without exaggeration, misunderstanding, or lack of relevance. When referring to a study as a joke, we can see that elements like irony are present in simple situations, which can later trigger different events. As seen in the comic strip, this situation can end up affecting someone because the reasoning behind them. After this, Sammy will explain the sociolinguistic analysis present in the comic strip.
Continuing, let's see how language reflects social and cultural aspects within the character's conversation. So, this sociolinguistic analysis of the Mafalda comic strip shows how language reflects social and cultural realities. Based on William Labov's ideas, it highlights the relationship between language and society through generational differences and traditional female roles. In the comic strip, Mafalda discovers some books and learns that her mother stopped studying after getting married. This reflects how many women in past generations were expected to dedicate themselves only to the home and family. In contrast, Mafalda represents a more modern perspective where women can study and have professional goals. The formal language used in the dialogue also reflects the close relationship between the characters and some Argentine cultural traits. Finally, through Steven Pinker's sociolinguistic perspective, the humor and criticism of the comic help readers reflect on education, gender roles, and social inequalities. Now, to conclude, Valen will present the linguistic synthesis, integrating the most important aspect of the analysis.
In this final part, we will bring together the ideas discussed during the presentation to gain a general understanding of the message and language used in the comic strip. As a conclusion, the analysis of the Mafalda leaves us with a great lesson. Language is not a linear system. It's a living, complex network where the real meaning depends completely of the speaker's culture and context. By putting my teams finding together, we discovered that the semantics, pragmatics, and social linguistics interact at the exact same time. We saw how mother tries to hide her frustration by breaking conversation rules, and how the social context of that era weighed heavily on every phrase. And here comes to the most interesting part. Kino used Mafalda, a little girl of the honest chain who reveals that social tension adults try to hide. In short, the linguistic is about interpreting words as a total reflection of their context. Only then can we count sense and meaning to truly understand our society. That concludes our analysis for today. Thank you so much for watching and for your time. We have you enjoyed our presentation. We have a wonderful day. Goodbye.